There's also regular season markets, though, and that's the division. I think that's actually the most interesting thing from a betting standpoint. Basketball and like talking about sports, postseason. Oh, Durant against Kyrie, Durant against the Warriors, Durant against the Lakers, Durant at Jokic. Like all that stuff's really fun, but like the betting is probably non-existent. Yeah. Shannon Sharp. I think from a betting standpoint, the shift in the division pricing, if you have BetMGM, why don't you give me BetMGMs? I kind of know what it is because I know what they adjusted Phoenix to. I think that's like the most interesting thing.
Phoenix minus 190. So Phoenix again minus 190 now. The Clippers plus 350. Sacramento 5-1. Golden State plus 1400, and the Lakers are at 80-1 to win the division. Maybe D'Angelo Russell will lead them to a division championship.
I think the Lakers are more likely to win the division than the Warriors are. Like they keep being this thing where like, oh well, Curry's out through the All-Star break. Yeah, no kidding. He is also out through St. Patrick's Day, by the way, if we haven't like really figured that out. So I'm not saying the Lakers are going to win the division. I just think it's really funny that there's even that difference between the two. So your division standings right now, and this is why it's interesting. The Kings have a 2-game division lead. Now they've also played fewer games than the Suns. They have like 2 more to play, and they're basically 3 up in the loss column. So Suns 2 back of the Kings. Clippers 2 back of the Kings. We haven't talked about them, and whatever this trade deadline was for them, they probably end up, I shouldn't say probably, maybe they end up getting Westbrook. That would change how we view them a little bit too. So Suns and Clippers 2 back of the Kings. Warriors 3.5 back. Remember, no Curry, maybe for a long time. Lakers 6.5 back, which is like incredible with that group of players. So it's just, I think the interesting thing is prior to the Durant trade, the Kings, the Clippers, and the Suns basically all had the same price to win the division. And the market has been incredibly resistant to price the Kings with like even a 55% chance, even a 50% chance, even like a 47% chance to win the division, even though they just keep winning the division and they just keep winning. And they won the most improbable game ever last night against the Houston Rockets. And they just keep winning and they're healthy and they just keep winning. And Sabonis is like a top 10 player this season, probably. So if there's a bet to be made, what's the Kings price at MGM right now?
5.
So spoiler alert, this morning it was 9, and I know because I talked to a bunch of people about it. So just like if the market to attack in terms of like how this all fits together is the Pacific. There doesn't have to be a right answer in terms of what you want to bet, but there's a lot in flux. The Suns are 2 back of the team that's actually winning the division. Durant has not returned from his injury yet.
And isn't through the All-Star break. It was announced.
And they're basically like punting a game tonight, right? They're like plus 7.5 against Atlanta.
7.5 is the number, yeah.
So just, again, like play this out a little bit. There's like 25 games left. Is this some sure thing that they're like, gotta win the division with everybody back? Like, let's see when Durant comes back.
And it's not like Monty Williams is going to like bring the team together and be like, well, guys, our objective is to win the division.
Right.
It's to have everyone healthy for the playoffs.
Right.
Who cares if they have to go on the road? They're going to be favored against everybody.
And it could be that the team they end up chasing for the division ends up being the Clippers. That's also totally possible, who also have their own rest situations. So I followed the Pacific Division all year. It's been the most fun division to bet all year.
This is your show for the Pacific Division betting breakdown. You bet.
It's been really really fun, and I like advocated for Phoenix as this bye team when Booker was going to come back. When Devin Booker was going to come back, they were a bye a couple weeks ago because they were getting ready for him to return. Now it's not only is he back, but Kevin Durant's on the team. Like that's the market to follow day to day. Because like, what if Durant doesn't come back for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks? What if like Paul gets dinged up again, which is totally possible because he's 37. Like what if like there's a lot of ways this can kind of go. Oh, by the way, the Kings are winning the division still. So like that's the market to follow. Title and West are really fun to talk about. They should be the favorite. We don't know anything yet. There's like no value there, to use a terrible buzzword. The division game to game, who's not adjusting as we get information, as we get results, like that'll be the fun market to bet into, I think, the next couple months.